Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pensacola for race 45, well, technically 46, event 45 of the Season 3 action here, NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series. It's the final race in round 3 of the playoffs, and after today, we eliminate 5 more drivers and find out who our final 5 will be. In round 1, we eliminated James Ellison, RJ Bishop, Nico Tringali, Bobo Jones, and Marty Johnson. Then in round 2, we eliminated Jonathan Zorlin, Eli Bright, Audra Baranowskis, Enzo Nereza, and Samet Oskin. Already locked into the final 5 with his win at Daytona is Matthew Logan. Four more spots remain up for grabs, one of which could be from a win, the other 3 confirmed for points. Coming in, the other 4 currently in on points are Andrew Rich, Ryan Brommer, Dylan Young, and Hunter Braxton. First man out is Dale Lightning. Braxton has 15 points over Lightning, Young 34, Brommer 44, and Rich 48. Rich, Brommer, and Young have the best chances of clinching on points if someone below them in the standings were to win the race. Mendez is 39 points behind Braxton, Gardner 41, Commons 42, and Seth Cole 46, which means all 4 of those guys are out of range of knocking out Dylan Young on points alone. So those 4 names, keep them in your mind. Mendez, Gardner, Commons, Seth Cole. They are most likely going to have to win this race once a certain number of cars are DNF'd if they are still in the running. So that is what you're looking at for your scenarios. Eli Bright getting the front row again with his heat win earlier today, and the Reza will start second. Ryan Brommer and Hunter Braxton in row 2. Johnny Gardner, Baran in row 3. Andrew Rich and Sky Commons in row 4, with Tringali and Bishop in row 5. Matthew Logan will start 12th, Young 13th, Lightning 14th, Seth Cole 16th, and Edwin Mendez 19th, as none of the 10 playoff drivers start lower than 19th place. So they're all at the front. They've all got front end pit stalls. We'll see what kind of race we get here today. It's sure to be a good one. Battle is still on for 6th in points. Eli Bright currently holds 37-point lead over Nico Tringali. We'll get to some more info after the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engine!
The command has been given. A beautiful day today in Pensacola, Florida. Final race in Florida, by the way, the 3rd race of 3, and then we head to Texas for the finale. Let's go more in depth on that battle for what is currently 11th in the points. Eli Bright again, 37 points over Zorlin, 37 over Tringali, 40 over Zorlin, who did not make the race. Next in that line of cars is Bobo Jones, 50 points back, and then James Ellison, 53 back. Baranowskis is 83 back, so basically anyone from Baranowskis down will need to have a pretty good day and have Eli have a pretty bad day if they want to even be in range for the battle next week at Texas. And then the battle for 21st in points. Of course, most of you saw Sakuli and Nanako missed out on the race. Sakuli came in 13 points over Nanako. Fitzwater's the highest man who made it. He is 44 points behind Sakuli coming in. Then Cole Deaver 68 points behind. So Fitzwater and Deaver are the only ones in range who can gain a good amount of points, because Cavanero is another 84 points behind Deaver. So with Sakuli and Nanako out, Fitzwater and Deaver, the time to strike is now if you want a chance at being the highest non-playoff driver. Of course, we'll also see what the overall final points are once the season is over to see who got the most points on the year. Because if you look at average finishing position and where the drivers outside the playoffs are, Sakuli's got a better average than Johnson and Oskin And then he's pretty close with Nareza, so we'll have to see where everything lines up after Texas. But for now, we're focused on the regular season, or not the regular season, the playoffs. Green flag is out here at Pensacola, as it looks like Cavanero's got a problem. He is on the apron already. So a tough break for the 18 as we're into turn 1. So we had our regular season champion of Matthew Logan, who has clinched his way into the Final 5 from his win at Daytona. And then we'll have our overall champion, and then we'll have the most points accumulated prize, which who knows who will that go to. Who knows who that will go to, rather. Bright and Nareza right now, even side by side. Bright's got Tringali, Ellison, and Young on the bottom. Nareza with help from Rich and others right now, as Ellison's going to make it 3 wide there to the inside of Tringali. 4 wide does not usually work here, as Seth Cole and Commons are in the midst of a 4 wide battle in the middle of the pack. So is Young, so is Braxton. This could be bad if they wreck. That could be the end of all the scenarios here right on lap 2. Cavanero down pit road. Hopefully they'll fix whatever their issue is. But at the front of the field, Nareza has held strong on the outside of Eli Bright. This is racing we're accustomed to here at Pensacola. It is hard to pass. Deaver, Mendez, Riggs on the bottom line behind Eli Bright. Nareza's got Ellison, Young, and Logan. But you see he moves up a little bit down the straightaway, as now Mendez will put Deaver in the middle 3 wide, as Skype Commons is leaning doors back there with somebody. It was Marty Johnson. It looked like they were going to wreck. Ryan Brommer has put himself in the wall. As now Bright with help from Riggs. Nareza still has Mendez. As it looks like Cavanero will stay on the lead lap for now. But Nareza trying to peek ahead as they're 4 wide behind them for 3rd. There's the 18. He's hoping for a wreck right now. He wants to stay on the lead lap. Logan's 4 wide with Dylan Young. Seth Cole's 4 wide. Bright leads it at the start-finish line. This 4 wide stuff is getting hectic. Dylan Young's in there. Seth Cole's in there. Andrew Rich is in there. But meanwhile, at the front of the field, it's still Nareza and Bright battling for the lead. Bright's got Peter Onjak now behind him. Martin Wild, Benjamin Ice. Nareza's got help from Flickinger, Oskin, Riggs on the top line. As Benjamin Ice is going to make it 4 wide for 3rd. So everyone's changing positions in the pack, but Bright and Nareza continue to lead this field, as it is getting crazy behind them. There is 4 wide pretty much everywhere now, as I don't know who let it that time by. Dylan Young bouncing off of Marty Johnson. The 4 wide craziness continues. As Quinton Moore has made it to the bottom line. Nareza looks like lost some help. But no, he's getting the run back now on the straightaway. Does Brian Tremblay make it 4 wide for 3rd? Yes, he does. That's 4 wide with Fernandez, Moore, and I believe, Benny Watson up there on the top. As Nareza has been cleared by Eli Bright. 3rd line up does not work that well. As we go to the spectator camera, down the front straightaway, still 4 wide, leaning doors. Several drivers are. I'm surprised they've made it this long. Now they're 4 wide for 2nd. Frodemar Otts is peeking on the low side of Eli Bright, as Nareza has found himself swallowed by the field. Cole Baker's up here on the bottom. Dale Lightning has made it up to the front. Otts and Bright are single file leading the pack. We've gone 5.5 laps, and I'm surprised we have not wrecked yet. They're about to catch Cavanero. And they're starting to single out too wide here at the front of the field. So Eli continues to lead. More drivers leaning doors back there in the field. But they continue to keep it clean and green. Eli leading, Frodemar in second, Cole Baker third, Jesse Turner looking for fourth, and then King would be fifth in line, Cage sixth in line. Pit stops are around lap 15 to 18. Cole Baker going to make the move for second. Remember, he got third at Daytona just 2 races ago. As they catch Alan Cavanero, still 4 wide in the pack behind him. Jesse Turner's going to make a move for second now. Eli Bright got the pole back at Darlington. He went on to lead every lap, pretty much every lap, 71 of 74, en route to his victory. And now he'll pull up behind Alan Cavanero, who's tail end of the lead lap. Alan not looking to go a lap down. It looks like he's up to speed, but does Bright stay in line? No, he's going to make a move to the inside. This will put Alan a lap down. Jesse Turner behind, second on the bottom. Ellison has made it back to the front. There's Andrew Rich. There's Hunter Braxton. Johnny Gardner made it to the middle. Ryan Brommer made it back up front. They're trying to get out of that hornet's nest in the back of the pack. As now Eli Bright has a challenge for the lead coming to lap 9. Turner to the inside. Bright in the middle. Lack of assistance from Andrew Rich. Turner will take the lead from the 88 for the first time in the race. The 88 will not be first or second. Ellison right on Turner's bumper for the lead. He'll make the move down to the inside, as Hunter Braxton will look to follow him into the top 3. Daniel Voiles has made it towards the front. He's on the bottom. Riggs back up front. Flickinger back up front on the bottom line. So we're seeing a lot more passing now that Eli has lost the lead. Drivers trying the lead laps. And it would be huge for Braxton to lead a lap. That is a bonus point if he can get it done. As I think we've had an accident, the field is split up. There is likely a caution on the raceway. And Dale Lightning's involved. Caution is out. Johnny Gardner's been in it. Lightning's been in it. Jagger's been in it. And that's going to affect things. Will Hunter Braxton lead a lap here? And coming to the caution, Braxton will be the leader. But Lightning and Gardner, who came in outside the top 5, their chances appear to be over. We've got to watch this. 4 wide can get dangerous. Slowing down. Ryan Brommer's in a 4 wide mess. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, they're going to wreck. Brommer, Sky Commons, they're involved. Oh, and Brommer gets nailed by Fernandez. Johnson, Bobo Jones slamming the brakes. That could influence things too. That's not what Sky Commons wanted. He did not want to be in a slowdown wreck. Seth Cole and Mendez appear to have clean race cars. Same with Rich, Dylan Young, and Hunter Braxton, your leader. But Jagger, Lightning, Baran Oscus, Frodemar, Otts, Gardner, they're all involved. And this likely spells the end for several drivers' chances at making the final 5. It was a matter of time. They had been going 4 wide for almost 7-8 laps. And a mistake was finally made. Braxton will lead the field down to pit road as we will go take a look at what brought out the first caution of the day. All right, here we are looking at what brought out the first yellow, and it's just an offset 4 wide. And it looks like it's going to be Seth Cole turning Baran Oskis up into Johnny Gardner that starts this thing. Into the wall they go. It looks pretty minor at this point, but Gardner gets hooked by lightning into Cole Deaver. Alexander Rowe gets a piece down into Nereza, goes to 52. Otts gets into the 21, and then Lightning looks like he's got it made, but then Nereza slides back up. He gets involved right into the outside wall he goes. You see Fitzwater, Otts involved behind. And then Lightning just had no chance. Fitzwater bouncing off the 23 again. A tough break for the 5 of Dale Lightning. Knocking him out of the race. And oh, someone is flipping. Oh man, Baran Oskis is barrel rolling violently over Dale Lightning's car. She goes. What on earth happened to her? Oh man, this is violent. We're catching the end of this thing. I thought the Island Rally wreck was wreck of the year, but I think this might take the cake. That 21 car was flying through the air. You see Gardner's upside down, and I think it might have had something to do with Slade Jagger. Let's take a look here again. We'll watch the 21 from the spectator angle right here. And Jagger had lost the pack. And right here, there's the turn. Up the track they go. 21's around. There's the 98 down into the 10. Up the track, Deaver pounds the outside wall hard too. There's Frodemar Otts getting into the 21. See him get turned down by the 23 into the 39. There's Lightning's hard lick into the outside wall. And there's just a bunch of smoke here in turns 1 and 2. And then down onto the apron she'll go. And then, oh, here comes Slade Jagger. Dang, driver's side door. 13 actually lands on the 98, but look at the airtime there. My goodness gracious. Baran Oskis goes flying over Dale Lightning. What a violent, violent wreck. We're definitely going to take some onboards with this one. My goodness. All right, well, let's get to those onboards. First, inside the cockpit of Johnny Gardner. Oh, man. He saw that coming. Tough break for Johnny. Riding roof camera with Seth Cole. And just a small turn takes out the 21 and many others. On board with Dale Lightning. His day is over, and so are his championship hopes. Oh, and that's what ended the day right there. I think he could have got back going, but that just finished him right off. Last on board with Audra Baran Oskis. My goodness gracious, what a violent wreck. Let's take a look at that under yellow accident. All right, here we go. They were 4 wide right here with Commons and Kevin Narrow. Mendez Turner, but they were also 4 wide with Bishop, King, Brommer, and I believe that was Benny Watson. So that's where this mess starts. So let's just take a look right here. Now the rubbing doors up ahead, on Jack and a few others, they're up there rubbing doors. But you see Brommer's going to come down on the 99, so the 99 starts coming down. And then right there's the contact with King and Bishop, and they bounce up into Brommer, into Watson, and Bishop actually will just clip Sky Commons. And around they go. Man, Watson got some hang time. He actually gets hit right there by Martin Wild. Brommer sliding down the track. He's going to get hit here by Fernandez right there. Oh man, that is a lick and a half. Left side's up off the ground. Sky Commons, no one ends up hitting him. Tremblay gets into Benjamin Ice. And everyone else kind of was able to stop. That's the extent of that. So let's take you now to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing here today at Pensacola. And out of the race, Slade Jagger, Frodemar Otts, Johnny Gardner, Baran Lightning, Deaver, Nareza, Watson, and Wild all done. So Lightning and Gardner, their chances are over. They're going to get 36th and 38th respectively. And now with 9 drivers out of the race, this puts Seth Cole, Sky Commons, and Edwin Mendez all in must-win situations, especially because Braxton has led a lap. Mendez is 40 points out. He would have to win the race to advance. Now with the amount of drivers out of the race and with how low Andrew Rich can finish, Andrew Rich, who came in 48 points above, and Brommer, who came in 44 points above, they're all but locked in depending where they finish in relevancy to Dylan Young. And of course, Braxton, if Braxton doesn't get the win, all those drivers could still switch positions around. But it's confirmed that 3 of those guys, 3 of those 4 will be in the final 5 at the very minimum. Because Lightning came in 6th in points. He was the only other guy in points range with Braxton, Young, Brommer, and Rich. So that is what we are looking at. Green flag is back out. Forgot to get the top 10 rundown. Braxton, Bright, Young, Onjak, Oskin, Mendez, Ellison, Flickinger, Turner, and Logan. That's the top 10. Commons and Brommer continue the race. Of course, we know they had an incident after taking the yellow. We'll have to see how bad their damage will be. At the very worst case, they'll avoid the next wreck, if there even is a next wreck. Because this field likely has to pit 2 more times. I'm going to estimate lap 26 to 28, and then somewhere from lap 40 to 44. As Cavanero is looking to get his lap back here from Hunter Braxton. But Braxton is looking to keep the lead. He's got a huge push from 2 competitors, Dylan Young and Mendez, on the top line. Braxton will get back down low to the bottom. And after 1 lap, you can see Zoe Fernandez has a good amount of damage. She's already 4 seconds behind Jackson King. And man, she is going to be in the way. She's only hitting 182. These leaders are hitting almost 220. So the 35 could be a hazard. Jackson King with his damage. Alexander Rowe, Ryan Brommer, you can see, is riding in 27th place. Brommer, again, he comes in 44 points above Lightning. A total of 29 above Braxton. With the lap led, Braxton only has 28 points to make up, but Brommer has more wins than him on the season. So winning the race would be huge for Braxton right now, but it looks like Brommer is not in any immediate danger. If Braxton wins the race, nothing changes. just so that's perfectly clear, if Braxton wins the race, Young, Brommer, and Rich will all make it because Mendez, Collins, and Seth Cole cannot gain points on those three. However, if Braxton wrecks out, and one of the top three of Rich, Brommer, and Young win the race, there's an opportunity for Mendez. Or actually, no, wait, I forgot. Because Mendez is 39 back coming in, he can only gain 40 points. Braxton's led a lap. Mendez would have to lead a lap and then finish second, and then Braxton would have to finish 31st, I believe, if my math is correct. As you see other drivers tailing the pack. Dylan Young at the back. There's Mendez. He knows he needs to get to the front. Braxton continuing to lead the race. Andrew Rich is up to second. Jones in third as Bright is making his way back towards the front. And Sky Commons, it looks like his car is okay because he is running in the top 5, and they are 5 wide behind them, I believe. Cavanero's leaning doors with Samet Oskin. That could get dangerous. They're 4 wide in the pack behind them. Rich and Commons are in front. So Commons, his car appears to be fine. Brommer, we know, took some more hits than he would have liked, but Commons mostly got spun up into the wall. Sky Commons could still win this thing. And of course, there's Mendez and Seth Cole also up here in the top 20. It's a 23 car pack right now, I believe. One of the dogs is barking. Not sure which dog it is. Bobo Jones in the lead now, side by side with Sky Commons, as they're slowly approaching Zoe Fernandez. Commons will take the lead on. Jack looking for second. Could we see an upset winner? That's what I'm wondering. Last upset winner was St. Joltis. Marty Johnson got that victory. That put him in the playoffs. Of course, the team did not make it past the first round, but they made it nonetheless. Looking for another one today, perhaps they are in this main group, as we're really starting to string out the top 10 here. As you see Brommer, King, and Rowe also losing the draft. And no, it is a wreck. Someone just flipped over. Fernandez will get split. Someone just flipped down the back straightaway, and it looked very violent. Samet Oskin looking to take the race lead away. And at the line, it's still Sky Commons. And I have to write down, Sky Commons has led a lap. But who was involved in the wreck this time? James Ellison's got damage. Is anyone on pit road? Oh, yes, we do. We have several drivers on pit road. And one of them is Hunter Braxton. Brian Tremblay as well. So Hunter Braxton, I believe, was the car I saw flip. I saw black and green. I wasn't sure if it was him or Adam Flickinger, but Braxton's day is over. And now this is where things could get interesting. Because if Braxton's going to finish, I believe, 30th, because he has to stall in front of Tremblay. So with a 30th place finishing position, that would mean Mendez, Commons, and Seth Cole are still in must-win positions to knock him out. But this will confirm that Dylan Young, Ryan Brommer and Andrew Rich are in the final 5 because no one is in range to get them on points. It all depends if the 7 retires or not. We're going to take a step aside here while pit stops occur, and we'll be back for the race restart, and we'll also be looking at this recent caution. So let's take a look at what brought out the second yellow of the day. All right, here we are looking at the second yellow flag of the race, and it's Braxton who's going to be offset with Ellison. And right there, up the track they go, right into Andrew Rich. And it just flips over Braxton. You see Rich airborne on top of the 15 of Seth Cole. Many drivers making evasive action. Braxton is on his lid down the back straightaway. Does his car start barrel rolling? Oh, yes, it does. High speed barrel roll, second one of the day. Oh, just 2 flips there. Car lands back on all 4 wheels before he got to the grass. That's a good thing. That would have been a violent wreck for the 7. But he's going to slide back up the racetrack. And, oh yeah, there it is. Brian Tremblay just nowhere to go. Clobbers Hunter Braxton. We'll have to see where Braxton's car retires because it could depend on whether he will be in the final 5 or not. More so depend on where Mendez and others finish and what the scenario looks like. Let's take it on board with the 7 of Hunter Braxton. On board with Hunter Braxton in the 7 machine. His race is over. Oh, and a hard lick from Brian Tremblay. And that'll do it for Hunter Braxton. Let's take you to the race restart. All right, so apparently I was wrong. Hunter Braxton is going to finish 31st, which is kind of strange despite having a stall in front of Tremblay. So perhaps they made the decision to retire before he did. But so that is going to be $12 points plus the lap led, so 13 points for Braxton. If Mendez leads a lap and finishes second, he would gain 38 on him. He has to lead the most laps to gain the 39th. So Mendez is in a must-win position. I believe he is, yeah. I'm trying to do math at the same time here. Let's go back to the running order first. Tremblay and Ellison also retire. Cavanero and Fernandez are now both a lap down. We know Fernandez is like 4 seconds off pace a lap. We're halfway through the event. Top 10 rundown. Skype Commons leading. Peter Onjak second. Corey Riggs is third. Donovan Cajun fourth. Jesse Turner fifth. What a top 5. Tringali 6th, Oskin 7th, Logan 8th, Mendez 9th, and Bobo Jones rounds out the top 10. Dylan Young in 12th. Brommer 23rd, and Rich is 26th. Not sure what happened to the one car. I'm assuming he was in this wreck, potentially, as he is at the back of the field. Pace car will peel down. We'll have 25 laps to go after 25 laps are complete. And green flag will wave. So yes, Mendez, even if Mendez leads the most laps and finishes second, he would tie with Braxton. Braxton's got 2 wins on the season. Mendez has just 1. So Mendez is in a must-win position here. Same with Commons, same with Seth Cole. Right now, if Commons wins, it would bump out Hunter Braxton. And of course, now that we know where Braxton is finishing, it confirms that Andrew Rich, Ryan Brommer, and Dylan Young will make the final 5 with Matthew Logan, regardless of where they finish here today. Now that the drivers who were in points range of them have finished, have already DNF'd. As taking the lead is Corey Riggs, man. Look at this. The 93 car going to lead a lap here at Pensacola. Onjak's going to make it 3 wide. As Mendez, there he is, right behind the 90. Looking to get to the lead. As it looks like we have more cars with damage than expected. We'll have to wait and see. Seth Cole's down there in that group, along with Rich and Brommer. As Peter Onchak will take the lead for the moment, but Mendez will get to his inside, and here comes Matthew Logan. The bonus points mean nothing for Texas, but that's not going to kill his desire for a 7th win of the season. So look to take the lead away from Mendez here. Does he lead the lap? He does. Side by side into turn 1 is Matthew Logan and Edwin Mendez battling for the race lead. I'm almost, my pen just likes to mess up sometimes. But Logan in the lead now, leading Edwin Mendez. Mendez just knows, if I win, I'm in. If I don't win, I'm out. And that goes for Commons and Seth Cole as well, but Seth Cole has been lost to a second group. There you see Brommer, there's Andrew Rich, and there's Seth Cole. They need another yellow. Not so much the 1 and the 3, but the 15 of Seth Cole needs it. Running in 21st will not get him into the final 5. Boyles, Baker, Bishop, and Quinton Moore, a second group behind the leaders, as it's only a 15-car pack, counting the lap car of Cavanero. And these drivers will have to pit again around lap 36 to 39, I believe. If they make it to that lap, if they make it to 36, they should all be able to make it on fuel. But the longer they can make this run, the less fuel they will have to take for the finish. So being in the draft right now is going to be pretty key. They're going to save a lot of fuel, and Logan might have to pit a lap or 2 earlier, leading this group. It'll be 20 laps to go at the start-finish line. They are 4 wide behind Logan. 4 wide is the magic number of we might wreck. And Skype Commons is the driver in that 4 wide right now with Samet Oskin. Man, I cannot talk sometimes. But it looks like they're doing all right. Commons is going to go to the inside of Marty Johnson now as he follows Jesse Turner towards the front. Donovan Cage side by side with Edwin Mendez. Here in the top 5 is the 40 machine. Cage comes in with 1 top 5 on the year. It's also his lone top 10. 44th in the standings for Donovan Cage. Cage has only made, this is his 28th race on the season. So Cage has missed a lot, but looking for a good finish here today. Mendez now on the bumper of Matthew Logan. Cavanero third in line, but he's a lap down. Tringali's moving his way towards the front, as Cavanero is going to try and get back in front of the leader so he can be on the lead lap in case there's a yellow. As it looks like that pack led by Quinton Moore, Voiles, Bishop, and Baker could catch this main group due to the usual back markers that are up here that have missed all the accidents today. King and Rowe also have significant damage. And then, of course, the 35. Oh, the 35 is about to get caught once again as Tringali looks to take the lead away from Matthew Logan. Fitzwater, where is Fitzwater ran today? He is running in 12th, and yeah, that group is catching of Quinton Moore and those other guys. Yeah, they're going to get Donovan Cage's draft here. But where do you go now? Tringali moves high. Everyone else kind of slowed up except for Onjak. Logan, Mendez will make a move to the top side. Fernandez is blocking the 0. Dylan Young will get by. Sky Commons and others. So it looks like Oskin, Fitzwater, and Riggs will be the ones held up the most. And that's going to hurt them a lot. Top 4 car breakaway. Lead lap cars up here include Onjak, Tringali, and Logan, as Onjak will lead at the start-finish line again. Mendez by himself in 4th, and then the pack in a line behind them. Logan will pass Tringali for 2nd. They're in a line behind Cavanero. Next up on the board is Alexander Rowe, but he's a couple of laps away. There's Mendez in 4th. He's getting drafted up to by Bright, Turner, Johnson, and others. Remember, Skype Commons must win this race, and I think we've got pit stops coming. Do we have pit stops here? Yes, Peter Onjak will dive down. Mendez will come down with Bright and Turner. So Mendez is choosing to pit a little earlier than the others. Jackson King has already come down. Ryan Brommer as well. So they might not be able to make it on fuel. Usually it's 15 laps is the safe zone. We'll have to wait and see if this goes green to the finish. Logan making a move to put Cavi back a lap down, but it's not going to work. Instead, Tringali will get to his outside. The time to pit is now. Logan stays out, taking the lead away from Tringali. Dylan Young will drop down the pit road. Cavanero is just sitting here waiting for a yellow flag. There's Seth Cole, fresh out of his pit stop. Sky Commons was leading the second group at the line. They're just trying to catch. They are going the same speed as the front 3, though. And Logan's going to make a move on Cavanero. No, wait, I think they're coming to pit road. He checked up. There's Turner, there's Fitzwater. And they're going to catch the lap cars right as they're coming to pit. Cavi stays out. Logan and Tringali come down. Bishop and Voiles come down as well. So that'll put Bobo Jones into the race lead. And now Cavi with a little bit of space. He wants a caution now, or otherwise he'll have to come to pit road, as Quinton Moore makes a move on the lead on Bobo Jones. So Cole Deaver, remember we're talking about 21st in points here. Deaver had a chance to gain points on Sekuli. 35th is not going to get him enough to be in range. Commons is going to make it 3 wide for the lead, but Fitzwater right now has an opportunity to gain and maybe get 21st in the points. Let's see who pits here, coming to 13 to go. Cavanero, Commons, Jones, Baker, Cage, and Marty Johnson. That'll give the lead to Quinton Moore. Samet Oskin stays out in second. And the rest of the field has pit by now. Quinton Moore doing his best to hold it on the bottom. Does not want to get trapped out on the racetrack. And now the real big question is who's leading this pack? Who is the first one that will be out of pit road? Right now it appears to potentially be Edwin Mendez. Coming to 12 to go. We're just counting down these laps, every lap. Here comes Quinton Moore. Here comes Samet Oskin. That should cycle it back around to Bobo Jones potentially. Cavanero you can see well out in front of them. But Bobo Jones leads Sky Commons, Cole Baker. There's Matthew Logan. He's first. Mendez, Dylan Young. We're going to have 4 playoff drivers up here, 2 of which are in must-win situations. But Jones and Commons do come out in front of them. They didn't have to take as much fuel. Oh, and if they can get in Cavi's draft, they might be able to hold on. Quinton Moore and Oskin will be coming out of pit road here this time. Bye. As Commons approaches his teammate Cavanero, Bobo will pull back in line. Bobo's out here to win races too, though. He's not just going to give it away to Commons. Oskin and Moore, though, will come out a decent amount in front of them. So the chase is on. Samet Oskin will put the 52 a lap down. Cavanero's trying to go around the top side as they also catch Jackson King here. This is going to hold up the 19, 0, and the 8. And look at Cavanero. He's just making moves up here. He wants to get back to the lead lap. Ryan Brommer potentially could go lap down. Same with Andrew Rich. Again, doesn't matter. They're locked in on points. Quinton Moore currently leads the race here at 11 to go, but this group will catch up. And the second group has made it up here too. Mendez has the draft of Cole Baker. Samet Oskin trying to get by Cavanero as they approach Quinton Moore. This is going to get dicey. 10 laps to go here at Pensacola. Commons must win the race to make the final 5. Same goes for Edwin Mendez. Seth Cole is nowhere to be found up front. In fact, he's 20 seconds back. As the leaders will catch Fernandez again, and they'll have to jam on the brakes. They caught her in a very bad spot. That's going to allow Mendez to come all the way up. He's looking at the top side. Bobo Jones side by side for the lead. Dylan Young, Peter Onjak with a huge run. Commons gets held up. Commons gets held up tremendously. He might lose the draft. Matthew Logan he's strangling there. Straggling rather. Tringali gets by really fast. He might be Commons saving grace. 9 laps to go. Commons might be out of draft. Battle is on for the lead between Quinton Moore and Bobo Jones. Peter Onjak's up here in the 90. Cole Baker again looking at another top 5 finish. We could see an upset winner today. Moore hasn't won this season. Onjak hasn't won this season, and neither has Cole Baker. How about Dylan Young? He hasn't won since the East Coast Tour. The first of 3 wins was Dylan Young, but ever since he got the 3 wins back in race 17, he has not won again. Is today the day he changes that? 8 laps to go. Quinton Moore in the lead. Onjak in line in second. Commons has caught back up to the pack. Next lap car to catch at the moment would be Ryan Brommer. Peter Onjak and Quinton Moore are fighting for this win. Dylan Young second in line behind Onjak. Mendez looking to make it 3 wide. Can't quite get a good run. Mendez and Commons behind Dylan Young and Peter Onjak. For the race lead, they're all on the bottom line. Seven to go. Mendez will get to the inside of Dylan Young. Commons is right behind him. Third in line on the bottom. Peter Onjak is looking to pull an upset, but there's Edwin Mendez for the lead. This is to make the final five. Along with Logan, Rich, Young, and Brommer. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 9 are 4 of the final 5 drivers. Mendez wants to make it 5 single car numbers in the final 5. Commons could be the one to change that. Or it could be Hunter Braxton. Remember, if Mendez or Commons do not win, Hunter Braxton will be your final driver. He's high enough. He came in high enough. He would win the race. Or not win the race. He would make the final 5. But Mendez and Commons, he cannot see one of those drivers win. Commons is going to make a move. Onjak, will he follow the 19? No, he's following the 4. Sticking with his Chevy Alliance is Peter Onjak. But what does Cole Baker do? Cole Baker approaching on the bottom, but he's a good few car lengths back. Mendez will hold the lead for now. 5 laps to go at Pensacola. Mendez trying to achieve a dream. He won just one race back at the Dodge Motordrome. That's what helped punch his ticket into the playoffs. And who would have thought one of our single race winners on the season would be up here at Pensacola looking to make the final 5. But here comes Matthew Logan looking to win another super speedway race. He's up to 3rd. 3 playoff drivers in line. Logan knows that if he can get to the lead, Hunter Braxton, his teammate, will make the final 5. There's the move on Sky Commons. But there's no help. Or is there help for Matthew Logan? He gets there to the inside of Sky Commons. There's not a lot of cars up here. If you can get down behind the 9, you might have another chance. There's only 10 drivers up here contending for this win. There's Brommer. There's Fernandez. I think the 35 is going to play a role again. Heck, the 3 might play a role too. You see the 35, man, 6 seconds off pace as Jesse Turner's down pit road. That's right. Are some of these drivers unable to make it on fuel? Remember, Mendez was one of the first ones to pit. 3 laps to go at Pensacola. Commons still holding on the top, but Moore, Jones, Oskin, they're all on the bottom. Logan's just got to make a decision. Does he want another win? If he wins, or anyone else other than Mendez and Commons, it's Braxton in the final 5. There's the move by Matthew Logan. Does he have enough to get to the inside? He does, and he's got help from Bobo Jones. Ryan Brommer is going to be caught by the 9, or by the leaders, I should say. There he is. There's the 35 too. They're going to catch 2 lap cars at the end of this thing. Mendez leads at the start-finish line. Here they go into 1 and 2. What's the preferred line here? Brommer's kind of on the bottom line. They're going to catch him right at the exit of the corner. Logan slows up and Brommer pulls in front of the 4. Mendez is blocked in by the 3 of Ryan Brommer. Logan to the lead. Jones second. Onjak third. Mendez, the hopes and dreams up in smoke at this point. As Logan continues to lead, there's Zoe Fernandez. White flag is out. It's the final lap car. Tringali trying to get under on Jack for third. Young's in fifth. Logan makes the move to the top side. Jones slams the brakes. And that should do it. Will anyone have a chance to draft up to Matthew Logan? I don't think they will. If it's anyone, it looks like it's going to be Skyke Commons. I just don't think he's got the time. Logan's car is slowing down, but off of turn 4, he's going to do it. Matthew Logan will get his 7th win of the season at Pensacola. And Hunter Braxton will be the final driver to be in the final 5. What a finish. Sky Commons hand out the window to Matthew Logan on the smart move. Just not to be for Toyota. It will be an all Chevy final 5. Representing Richard Childress Racing will be Dylan Young and Ryan Brommer. And representing Junior Motorsports, Andrew Rich, Hunter Braxton, and Matthew Logan. That's Logan's 3rd win of the playoffs. And he is the first to 7 victories. A record no one will touch. The next closest drivers are Rich, Brommer, and Lightning at 5. So that does it. That will do it for the race here at Pensacola. Let's take a look at your final results. After I figure out what I'm doing here, I don't know what I'm doing here. Logan will win the race. Sky Commons so close in 2nd. Oskin 3rd, Quinton Moore 4th, Nico Tringali 5th, Cole Baker 6th place. Jones in 7th, Young in 8th, Mendez 9th, and Peter Onjak will round out the top 10. Jesse Turner apparently had an issue. He finished 9 laps down. Wow. Bishop, same thing, 2 laps down. I guess some people did end up pitting late. Brommer 22nd will be in the final 5. Same for Rich, who finishes in 20th. And yeah, so that'll do it here from Pensacola. Eliminated officially Skyke Commons, Edwin Mendez, Dale Lightning, Johnny Gardner, and Seth Cole. The final 5, Andrew Rich, Dylan Young, Ryan Brommer, Hunter Braxton, and Matthew Logan. So I will see you all for Texas for the final race in the NAMAR Mountain Dew Code Red Series Season 3 action. I'll see you next week.